The gavel struck. Life without parole. The words rang in my head, but the true hit came when I turned my gaze. She was there, my wife, leaning toward my former business partner. Her lips brushed his ear. A smirk. A whisper I could read even without hearing it. Such a shame. Pathetic prison rat. They didn't look at me like I was a man. They looked at me like I was already in the ground. The guards seized my arms. Cold chains cut into my wrists. And just before they took me away, a tiny hand slipped into mine, my 6-year-old son's. No words, just a folded scrap of paper, warm from his palm. Hours later, under the weak light in my reeking cell, I opened it. Don't worry, Dad. Wait just 12 days. I fixed everything. I didn't sleep that night. I kept staring at the note, flipping it over, wondering what he could possibly mean. My boy, quiet, observant, sharp. It wasn't always like this. 5 years earlier, I had it all. My own logistics company, a lakefront house, the woman I married right out of college, and my best friend as my business partner. We built everything from scratch. He ran operations, I handled sales, and she managed the household books. I thought we were untouchable. The first crack was small. Missed calls, her forgetting to mention whispered conversations with him at company parties. A wine glass in the sink, his cigar, lipstick stained, resting on its rim. I saw it. Pretended I didn't. Then the audits came. Money gone. Records altered. A trail of digital proof perfectly staged to point at me. The day the FBI knocked, she cried on the porch like a grieving widow. He stood beside her, hand on her shoulder, eyes wet with pity. I didn't resist arrest. Fighting the lie would only make me look guilty. At the trial, the jury never even glanced my way when the verdict landed. She testified. He testified. They painted me as a gambler, a thief, a man willing to torch everything for quick cash. I stayed still, not from defeat, but calculation. In prison, time moves slow, but thoughts stay sharp. I replayed every conversation, every ledger, every smile that didn't sit right. I didn't waste energy on rage. Rage is messy. Then my son's note arrived. 12 days. If it had come from anyone else, I'd have tossed it aside. But my boy was like me, quiet eyes, always watching. Day 3, a letter from a law firm I'd never heard of. Inside, an affidavit from a junior accountant, signed 2 years ago. It detailed how my partner faked records, funneled assets into a shell company, and hid the rest in an account under my wife's maiden name. At the bottom, my son's handwriting, found in Mom's safe. Day 5, another envelope. Photos. My wife and partner in a hotel room, timestamped. The most damning, one of them with a briefcase stuffed with company files. My son's note read, "Neighbor's security camera." I asked for the footage while Mom was out. Day 8, a flash drive, legal mail. Audio recordings, her voice sharp. If the cops find out we planted the files on his laptop, we're screwed. His voice relax. He's never getting out. By day 10, my lawyer had the full arsenal. Day 12, I wasn't the one in court, they were. The DA hit them with fraud, conspiracy, perjury, obstruction of justice. The case was airtight. Documents, photos, recordings, financial trails, all synced with timestamps proving deliberate framing. I watched from a holding cell TV as they sat where I once sat. Her hair pulled back tight, eyes darting. His smug grin gone. The judge didn't look at them like people, but like sentences waiting to be read. A month later, I walked free. The DA apologized on record. Reporters swarmed me, but I ignored them. I drove straight to the lake house. She was there packing boxes. He was already in federal custody. She froze when she saw me. "I don't," I said, handing her an envelope. Inside, a copy of the divorce decree, the property transfer, and the notice that every cent she'd taken was frozen, pending restitution. "You took my freedom," I told her. "So I took your future." Her voice cracked. "You'll regret this." I smiled. "No. You will." I left her standing in the hollow kitchen, surrounded by boxes that wouldn't fit anywhere she was going. Now I sit on the same porch where she once wept. My son plays in the yard. I think about that note 12 days. He meant every word. It wasn't just revenge. It was strategy. Every piece of evidence, every document, perfectly timed for one clean strike. I didn't raise a fighter. I raised a tactician. Justice didn't come from the system. It came from us. And when I picture her face realizing it was all over, I feel only calm. Because some sentences don't end in prison. They end when the thief who stole your life watches theirs collapse forever.